legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Enjoy being educated in such topics as personal injury law, community association law, family law, bankruptcy law, along with health show topics like pain management, men's health, and dental implants. Now, sit back and enjoy today's Ask the Experts with host Steve-O.
Hey, good evening. This is the Ask the Experts show. We're on every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7 drive time with South Florida's finest businesses, lawyers, doctors, financial, home improvement. You know, some shows are fun to do. Some shows are really good to do. I love this show that we're doing first tonight because I think it's so important, especially with COVID, and I don't think people planned for what's happening now, and especially elder people. So I want to welcome our expert. I can say this about him, one of the finest elder law firms in South Florida. Let me introduce you to our expert tonight, Ryan Smoller. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, how you doing, Steve? Good evening.
My buddy.
What's going on?
Listen, you know, first of all, tell everybody about your practice first, and then I'll throw my 2 cents in.
Absolutely. So, Elder Law PA is a law firm that is dedicated to seniors and people with special needs. We do everything from estate planning to special needs and Medicaid planning, all the way through guardianship, probate, and trust administration after death. So all late life subjects. That's my area of practice, and that's what elder law does best.
You know, Ron, I think you're the youngest elder law attorney I have ever seen. You know, we're in 8 other cities. I think you're the youngest I've ever seen. And you're probably the easiest to understand, which I think, especially if you're doing elder law, is extremely important when you're explaining things.
Yeah, absolutely. The goal isn't to confuse clients or to, use big words. The goal is to educate and allow clients to make informed decisions. So if I can explain it in a way that whether you have a history in finance or not, or a history in law or not, I'm happy to explain it so everyone understands it, because it is something that everyone should be aware of.
Listen, I hope people have learned a lesson, because you never know when who expected a pandemic like this? And people don't plan for the future, whether it's long-term care, Medicaid, estate planning, guardianship. People just don't prepare. And if this hasn't woken people up, I don't know what will.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, that's a phrase we use often, you never know. But in this last year, I think it hit home. You do not know what the future holds. And all my firm aims to do is plan for the unknown.
You know, and I'm not trying to sound morbid or anything, but we've lost a lot of people with COVID that weren't expecting to die from COVID. And I will bet you a lot of people weren't prepared. And I hope that what people learn from this show and about your firm is you never know. You got to prepare. You don't think it's going to happen to you. That's usually when it happens to you. So I want to start off tonight with Medicaid and asset protection. First, why did more people not have a will?
Yeah, so, a lot of people think that, well, I don't have a lot of money, or I don't have too much, I don't need a will. And I'm here to tell you, the state of Florida says they don't care how much you have, whether it's a couple dollars or millions of dollars. If it's locked in a bank account at your passing, it's going to take some court intervention to get it out of that bank account if you don't have it set up right. So I think a lot of people think, well, my estate's not big enough, or things will go simply because I have children, and that's not the case. Probate is going to be necessary, and all a will is telling the judge how you want that bank account or how you want your assets passed out. But no one else has the authority to take a will and read it and act on it. So without a will, you're leaving it up to Florida law, and why would you want to leave it up to the law when you can make your own decisions?
Right. So we're talking about Medicaid, and Ryan, I did not realize that nursing cost can be from 5 to 12,000 a month.
A month,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, what do you do to prepare people for that?
Yeah, so that's what Medicaid is, and the easiest way to explain Medicaid is it's the insurance for all the things that your health insurance doesn't cover, meaning the long-term skilled nursing. So Medicaid is a federal program where they fund the state, and the state has certain parameters that says if you meet our requirements, we will pay your bill at a skilled nursing facility, or we will pay your we will pay for your skilled nurses. And skilled nursing is anything from eating, dressing, bathing, using the restroom, hygiene, and medication management. So when you get in your older age, you may not have an illness, but you may need help with those things. And I'm here to tell you, it's very often your family's not going to be able to help you 24 hours a day, get to the bathroom, get out of bed, take your medicine, etc.
Is this what you would call home care?
So Medicaid has programs that span from at home all the way through at a skilled nursing facility. So whether
Wow.
you have nursing at home, yeah, absolutely.
That's when it gets expensive.
It's exactly, skilled nurses, that they're gonna run, like we started off saying, 5K is probably a very low number. If you need round the clock care, you're looking at 10, 11, 12,000 a month for, real proper care from individuals who really care about you. You're putting them, you're putting them in your home. You're allowing them to be in your intimate environments. So it's not an area where you want to skimp and just take the bottom dollar. So when I say 5 to 12K, I mean it.
Ryan, I think people should, because it doesn't cost anything to sit down with you, for you to look at their long-term care. But I think people should look at what they have, whether it's their will or whatever, and they're not attorneys. You know what to look for. And I'm going to tell you now more than ever, people should be contacting you, because I think they're going to be really surprised at things they don't have that they really need.
Yeah, I thank you for pointing that out, Steve-O. I do free consultations, and I do free document reviews for folks who might have met with someone in the past, but their plan has changed. And I don't charge for the consultation. So if they sat down and got an hour with me and they walked away and said, okay, we're all set, we don't need anything, now you can sleep at night knowing your plan is absolutely as it should be. But if you do need something, I'm from the school of thought that I would want to know if my estate plan is
Yes.
lacking, or I would want to know if something needs to be done. It's always better to make informed decisions.
Why do I envision a lot of people are surprised now with COVID, finding out they didn't have certain things they should have had when it's too late now? I mean, they've already got COVID. You want to prepare them for the future. And we don't know what the future means.
Yeah, it's funny. So I do very often I do what's a durable power of attorney, which is a document that allows someone to handle your financial and legal affairs. And my client will come in to sign it, or will sign it remotely, and they'll say, Ryan, this thing is 14 pages long. What are you doing here? And I say, look, there's 90 something different powers in that document. Hopefully your agent, whoever you put in as your person of trust, only needs to do 2 or 3 things. But I would rather have all of the things listed in there and not need them than go to the bank and realize, oh, the power of attorney I have fell short because it didn't have all of them in there. So absolutely over prepare rather than under prepare. If you are under prepared, I can almost guarantee you or your family is going to pay a lot more money either late in life or at your passing. There's going to be court costs, attorney fees, and other things that you weren't bargaining for when you met, or when you made your simple plan. So really, education and preparation. That's it.
Ryan, who needs Medicaid?
Medicaid is for anybody who needs assistance with at least 2 activities of daily living. So if you need help eating, dressing, bathing, using a restroom, keeping up with hygiene, medication management, or getting in and out of bed and chairs, you possibly need Medicaid. And of course, you're looking at me saying, well, I'm going to be fine. I can walk around. I'm as strong as an ox. Well,
Right.
here's what happens. In 10 years, you take a fall, you go to the hospital, and instead of them saying, all right, Steve-O, you're back to full health, you all of a sudden need help. And so it creeps up on you when you least expect it. So you may not need Medicaid now, but it's absolutely something that most people don't pass away slowly in their sleep one day from being healthy. There's a span between health and death, and that's really where Medicaid covers.
But now, with Medicaid, are the facilities not as ideal, though?
So it's interesting. Federally, the facilities are no longer mandated to lock down. If they have a certain window where they have or a certain amount of, basically, the facilities might be the safest place because they locked down first. Those were the first places on lockdown. Now, certainly it's not ideal in that you might be isolated in there, and the facilities do a lot of different beautiful things to allow families to see their loved ones by, meeting outside and being very cautious. But the facilities, round the clock 24-hour care at $20 an hour is probably not going to be cost effective or possible for many people. So certainly everyone would love to stay home, but if you don't have $25 an hour times 24 hours, a assisted living or a skilled nursing home may be absolutely what is best for you. So it really depends on the situation.
What if a person wants to go to a nicer facility, like a top-notch nursing home? Then what?
I love that question, and that's why when we spoke before, I mentioned that the top rate is around $12K. The top facilities take Medicaid. The facilities, the nicest ones on the water, the ones that are national corporations, they all take Medicaid.
Wow. Okay. Hey, Ryan, give everybody your phone number. We're going to go to break. And folks, listen, what is it going to hurt for you to have Ryan look at your policy, look what you have in the plannings, and it's a no-brainer. Give everybody your phone number, Ryan.
Sure, thanks, Steve-O. It's 561-588-7512. Again, 561-588-7512.
And I'm going to tell everybody, you're in Lantana, but nowadays you're doing video Zooming. It doesn't matter if they're in Fort Lauderdale. You can do it through video.
Absolutely. Technology is a beautiful thing. So we're able to service clients throughout South Florida by phone, by Zoom, and I'm happy to help wherever you're located in Florida.
Okay. We're going to go to break. We'll be right back.
At Elder Law PA, they bring you the support, experience, and knowledge necessary to aid you in determining how to distribute or manage your estate after your death. This can also include your wishes regarding dependent children, individual with special needs, and pets. Effective estate planning may help avoid costly conflicts between heirs. Elder Law PA handles such cases as Medicaid planning, wills, guardianship, probate and trust, estate planning, and special needs planning. In Florida, there are several strategies available to protect your savings and assets before you apply for Medicaid, as well as programs to offset the cost of home care, assisted living, and nursing homes. The Florida Supreme Court has declared that Florida Medicaid planning activities shall only be performed by an attorney licensed by the Florida Bar. At Elder Law PA, where they have the knowledge and compassion to protect your legacy. Contact Elder Law today for a peace of mind at 561-588-7512. That's 561-588-7512.
And we are back. This is the Ask the Expert show. We're on every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7. And then we have our political show every Tuesday night from 7 to 7:30. And we have a show in Philadelphia every morning from 10 to 11 on a sister station of the station here. So tomorrow morning we will be broadcasting political show from 10 to 11. But we have with us right now Attorney Ryan Smoller with Elder Law, and we just got a text, Ryan, so I want to ask you this first. It says, how much do you charge for a Medicaid application?
For an absolute application, I charge a flat rate of $1,200.
Okay.
Now, remember, the skilled nursing facility is going to cost between $5,000 and $12,000 a month. So I'm charging a fraction of the price, and if we get approved in that month, you'll never have to pay that $5,000 to $12,000 a month. So absolutely worth someone's while.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Good. So good question, huh? So,
fantastic.
Who is eligible, and are there any financial requirements?
Yes, so who is eligible? Anybody who already has a disability or who is over the age or is of the age 65 or older is eligible. Like I said, you need to have probably at least one, if not two, activities of daily living that you need assistance with. And then there are financial limitations. You cannot have more than $2,000 of countable assets. Now, the reason I highlight countable as a Medicaid planning and asset protection attorney, the state of Florida says there are certain types of assets and certain types of investments that, although they are in your name, do not count towards your asset limit. So someone out there who has more than $2,000, which I know most people do, and thankfully they do. But if they do have more than $2,000, it doesn't mean they're not eligible. It just maybe means we need to reinvest them or utilize them in a way that Medicaid allows. So there are limitations, and that's part of the free consultation, something I would go over with every client.
And what about how do you protect someone if they have real estate holdings?
Yeah, so real estate's interesting. Florida is a state that is very Medicaid friendly. In fact, Steve-O, you may not know this. In Florida, you can be on Medicaid and have a homestead with equity up to $550,000, and that will not count against you. So yeah, so a lot of clients who have saved and have very nice homes, but maybe don't have liquid assets, are still able to receive Medicaid because it's all equity in their home. So real estate homestead is one of the many strategies.
You know what? Ryan, I don't know if you know this, and I thought I was the Lone Ranger, and then I found out I wasn't. You know, there's a lot of people who don't know about Medicare and Medicaid. I was one of those ones that, wait a minute, I have to apply, you know, before I'm 65, and if I don't, then I'm going to be it's going to take a year to get, but there's no one who teaches you that. You're just like, they expect you to know on your own. Do you get a lot of people who don't understand Medicare and Medicaid?
Yeah, very, very frequently people say, "Oh, well, I already have Medicaid." And I say, "No, you have Medicare, and
Right.
Medicare is your health insurance. It will cover your doctors, your hospitals, your medication, and your rehab. But what happens after that when they wheel you out and you still need trouble or you still need help eating and getting to the bathroom? Your Medicare is not going to help you get to the bathroom, is not going to help you prepare meals, is not going to help you get out of bed. So if you have uh, long-term needs, Medicare is not going to help you. That's where Medicaid marries, steps in, and covers what your health insurance will not.
What does physical therapy fall under?
That's rehabilitation. That's short-term rehab, and that is under Medicare.
Oh, okay.
Your regular run-of-the-mill Medicare plan will cover 100% of your rehab for 20 days and might cover 80% for the next or for a total of 100 days. But after day 100, they will not cover anymore. So if you need extensive rehab or even after rehab, physical therapy, you still are not back to walking, eating all on your own, Medicaid.
Is there a way that you can protect if a person has, say, large investments or bank accounts? How do you protect those?
Yeah, so I know we're short on time, so I won't go too deep. But the one, I guess we'll call it fun fact I'll give everybody is individual retirement accounts. So 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, some annuities do not count towards that Medicaid limit. So, fun fact or interesting fact, one of the best protective strategies is to make sure you are maxing out your IRAs and your 401ks when you're younger, because later when Medicaid is necessary, those assets won't count against you. So that's just one of many strategies or one of many tools that me and my firm employ when we're meeting with a new client. We'll get a list of assets, we'll ask them how they're held, and we may not need to do anything if they're already in qualified retirement accounts and so on.
We just got a text from a snowbird. It says, what if I live in New York and I come down here 6 months out of the year? Can I use your services?
Yes. The simple answer is absolutely yes. If I'm setting up an estate plan for someone that might be, a snowbird that's up here, down here, and then up in New York, we might put everything in a trust because a trust can be administered after death in either state. If they're looking for Medicaid planning, eventually you stop being a snowbird when you have the ailments that you do where you can't, get out of bed, eat, dress, walk, etc. But you only need to be a resident of Florida for 1 day to apply for Medicaid. So you would absolutely need to apply in both states, but you only need to be here a day, and we could apply as a Florida resident.
Ryan, are rules and regulations different by state?
Totally,
Wow.
Steve-O.
So that's why Florida's friendly.
Florida is the most friendly. I tell people Florida legislature knows that we make our money in Florida or two ways, our tax money two ways, tourism and our elderly. And so the legislature said, let's make sure tourism is booming. And as long as Disney World's there, tourism will be booming. And the other way is to make sure that, well, we got great weather, and we all know that. But really, all jokes aside, the tax breaks that we get, as well as the Medicaid rules that Florida allows that other states do not, is a real reason why people in their retirement age and later are drawn to Florida. They can protect and keep their assets and still get care and help from the state. Whereas in New York and California and Massachusetts and all those northern states, they make you spend every last dollar before you can get help from the government.
Ryan, I think this is our third show, and I mean, people have been listening to you know you've really got reasonable rates. And maybe you might be going through probate. Ryan is the person to contact. And you know what? You don't have to be a millionaire to have a will done. You should have a will done. Give everybody your phone number, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Steve-O. My number again, 561-588-7512. And I know I look young. I've been doing this now a decade.
No
I'm
way.
still the younger guy on the block. Yeah. But I think I'll always be that, young at heart, but been doing it a decade and absolutely happy to help.
You know what you should have been? A professor. You explained everything so beautiful. The name of the firm is Elder Law. Ryan Smoller. Give him a call tomorrow, 561-588-7512. Ryan, have a happy new year. You're the best, bro.
Thank
Thanks,
you, sir.
Ryan.
Very nice speaking with you.
At Elder Law PA, they bring you the support, experience, and knowledge necessary to aid you in determining how to distribute or manage your estate after your death. This can also include your wishes regarding dependent children, individuals with special needs, and pets. Effective estate planning may help avoid costly conflicts between heirs. Elder Law PA handles such